Hideo. Sorry, can't sing. Good morning. We're gonna let people get here if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay, and I'm glad you're here. Know that. And know that I read all the comments. So if you take the time to comment to me, I appreciate it. I appreciate you caring enough to leave me a message or like this video. And my drawer is stuck and I can't get my drawer open. I think I'm fixing to put my hair up. It takes a minute for people to get here. Yeah! There we go. Hello? Hello? I'm putting my hair up. How are you, Kathy? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I thought I'd go live. How are y'all? Y'all having a happy Sunday? Good, Kathy. I'm glad you're great. Hey, Heidi. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Kama. You're cooking. I made banana nut bread this morning. I followed the recipe. I put it in the oven. I told Alexa to set a timer for an hour. And I went in there 45 minutes into the cooking. And the top was like almost, I mean, it wasn't burnt, but it was definitely done. So I took it out like 10-15 minutes early. And I cut the first piece for Larry and it was fine. And then I cut the second piece for myself and it was not done in the middle. And I was like, oh. So I stuck it back in the oven for like 10 minutes. But like the top is so done. Like if I leave it in there any longer, it's going to burn. So I sent Shane a message. I said, I need a new stove. My stove does not work right. He said, it is not the stove, Judy. It's you. I'm like, how is it me? And he said, because you didn't follow the recipe. You put too many bananas. I'm like, Joker, were you here to see how many bananas I put in the banana nut bread? No. I said, the recipe called for 3 bananas. And I stuck 3 bananas in the banana nut bread. And I said, our stove is jacked up. It's not the first time that has happened. So just know if my cooking sucks, it's because I need a new stove. And there is a brand new stove in a box in the education center that during the Christmas holidays, I had to wrap with wrapping paper to make it look like a present because you would not take your eviction notice serious. And there's a brand new stove sitting in the box in my education center. And I'm here to tell you right now that that Joker, as soon as it warms up, I'm phoning a friend and I'm going to say, hey, if I pay you $20, will you please come to my farm and help me carry this Joker in my kitchen and take this other one to the dump? And Shane's going to walk in for work one day, but bam! New stove. Just saying. Gabriel, that is a good idea. I wonder what it would taste like. I'm all about some I would love to have a double oven, because a lot of times, you know, like when your family comes over and you need to keep things warm, I can't keep things warm. So The oven, I will say this, the oven that is in the education center, we bought when we lived in Stapleton. It was like we needed a new refrigerator. And so they had this special where you could get a refrigerator, a stove, and a dishwasher. I can't remember what we paid. It was like a package. And I really didn't need a stove, but at the time, Shane and I were building an apartment in the back of our property at Stapleton for Larry, sort of for Larry. It was sort of a man's cave, but then again, it was sort of for Larry. But Larry didn't want to move out there. Imagine that. And so it ended up being a man cave. And it was in the back of Shane's shop. It was so cute. Shane stained the concrete. We had cabinets, kitchen in there, bathroom. It was so cute. So we got the stove for Shane's man cave. And this joker comes home one day after we've already spent, I don't know how much we spent. I'm throwing an educated guess. I think it was like $40,000 on a brand new shop, brand new apartment, brand new lighting, brand new equipment, everything brand new. And he came home and said, hey, I have a job offer in Decatur. And I thought in my head, there's no way we're about to move. We just spent $40,000, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, we're not going to move. He's just talking out of his butt. And he's just talking to be talking. And everything that he's saying, he does not mean. Because there's no way. He just got the shop of his dreams. Like, this shop was a Mac Daddy shop for a man, okay? It was gorgeous. And I was like, there's no way he's going to move us. There's no way. And I think that was in October. And then, like, I don't know, the next week, he said, I put in my application. I'm like, this joker is crazier than Betsy Bug. We're not moving. Like, we live at the beach. Like, you know, we live at the beach. We have 7 acres. We have this country front porch. We just redid our entire house. He just built the shop of his dreams. He's got a man cave. Like, everything is absolutely fantastic. I don't know why he's putting an application in, because we're not moving. And then it was like, hey, I have an interview next week. I'm like, okay. Hey, I got the job. I guess you gonna be moving by yourself. I'm like, what? Yeah, I got a job. And then I'm like, is he serious right now? Like, is he dead serious right now? Like, we just spent all this money to redo everything. We got it just the way we want it. And he's telling me that we're fixing to move to Decatur, Alabama. We're beach, Decatur. Really? And then he said, well, you're going to need to call a real estate agent to put the house on the market. I'm like, is he serious? Is he serious right now? So we called a real estate agent, and I was like, this house ain't gonna sell. We're gonna ask too much money for it. Because he put me in charge. I'm like, I'm gonna ask too much money for it so it won't sell. It sold in less than 24 hours. I was like, dear Jesus. Wow. Oh God. I fixed to move to Decatur. Son of a gun. So, when Shane comes, like, Shane is the type of man, when we first got married, he said, you need to keep your bags packed all the time. Well, I didn't really understand that statement. You know what I mean? And now I do. I get it. After being married to him for almost 8 years, I'm like, he would move right this minute. He would. If I don't know, if his job said, hey, we're transferring you to Montgomery, Alabama, he would literally pack everything up and move to Montgomery. I'm not joking. I don't work like that. I'm more like live in a house for the rest of my life kind of girl. I'm not a hopper. I'm not a house hopper. I don't like to move to another city or state and start over. That's not my cup of tea. I don't enjoy starting over. I don't. But Shane Snead does. He'll start completely over. I'm like, how? Look, dude, we too old to start over. We Meemaw and Pawpaws. Speaking of Meemaw and Pawpaw, oh my gosh, Dexter and Dee Dee, can you believe, just if you've been following me for the past 2 years, y'all what? And most people started following me when I went live when Cinco was born. I had like 1,500 people on that live when I was out there filming live Dee Dee in labor with Cinco. And if you remember, that was Dee Dee's first time to calf. And she started having like long labor. And my vet, this is the type of vet that you want. A vet that knows your cow's about to have a baby, and he is watching your every move. My vet literally got on my live in case I needed help. And my vet sat there and watched me live, and he got in the car, drove to my house, and delivered Cinco, and I didn't even really have to call him. He had already was on his way, and he brought his entire family to my farm and delivered Cinco. Do y'all remember that? Were any of y'all here? Heidi, so you were here. Do you remember? I had like 1,500 people on that live, and it lasted for like 2 hours. And do y'all remember that my phone was about to die? And because I'd been live for like 2 hours. And I was like, oh my God, my phone's gonna die. And they're not gonna see the birth. But y'all watched Shane and my vet literally deliver Cinco. And I don't know if you remember, but my vet stuck his hands in. If you remember, I don't know, he tied Cinco's feet, and Shane had to pull it out while my vet had his hands in there guiding the head in the right direction to pull Cinco out. Can you imagine for a second if my vet, if I didn't have an established relationship with my vet? Can you imagine that happening? Because a lot of vets will not come to your farm. You have to load the son of a gun up and take it to the vet. And if you remember, it was a Friday night. It was Cinco de Mayo. It was a Friday night. And it was after 5 o'clock. Or it was right at 5 o'clock. So my vet's office was closed. And my vet pulled up in the driveway with his wife and kids, and his wife was sitting there with me as I was filming, and she said, I've never seen my husband deliver before. She goes, this is the first for me. And I was like, no way. She's like, well, I don't go to work with him, so I don't see him when he's, at work. And it was so cool that he was there watching and knew I needed help and came to my farm and delivered Cinco. And I think in my head, a lot of times, I guess farmers that have had cows their whole life, they can deliver themselves. But for someone who, you know, is new to having cows, new to the whole farm thing, it is a process. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't know what you're doing, it could end in a disaster. As a matter of fact, recently I had a friend, her goat delivered, and the baby and the mama died. And I bet you, well, she didn't go live for the delivery, but that happens in a farm, you know? And you have to, so like, when there's a baby due, I like call my vet and go, you on call, dude. We're in countdown. If I call you, I'm not calling to chit chat, okay? I'm calling because there's an emergency. I'm not calling to see how your day's going. So that's so important, you know, to have a good relationship, a good established relationship, because even if you have an emergency and you don't have an established relationship with your vet, they don't come out there. So it can be serious. But sometimes first-time moms, you know, they need a little help. So I hope Cinco, I know they have already, I think the vet came out to Jason and Brooks, because that's another thing. That's another thing about cows, is we learned really quickly is a vet will not see a cow or a bull unless you have a head catch. So Shane and I had to go get a head catch and install it in our barn. So when Dee Dee, I don't know if y'all remember this, but when when we found out she was going to have Cinco, it was because the vet came, we put Dee Dee in the head catch, and the vet stuck his hand in and said, there's a baby. So, there's a lot to having cows, a lot to, but I pray Cinco does well. I hope she does well. It's hard to believe she's old enough to have a baby. I'm gonna go visit Skipper soon. Skipper's, I'm getting a new coop. I'm getting a wedding chapel, and it's going, I'm replacing an older coop. And so she's starting to build the wedding chapel this next week. And I sold my old coop. So then I'm taking the new coop and putting it where the old coop was. And so that is Skipper's mom that is building my coop. So I told her, I said, I've got to come see Skipper. So I might, if Larry's having a good week, I might go see Skipper this week and give you guys an update. So, the baby donkey, Pickles, is doing great. She's doing fantastic. Mom is a great mom. Yesterday I was looking, because I can see them from my farm, and I was looking over there and I saw Pickles and Honey outside, and Pickles was just running around kicking, and oh, it was so cute. It was so cute. Thank you, Ann. Thank you. So I did ask my neighbor if I could go live this week and show you Pickles, you know, live. And my neighbor's so wonderful. And she said, well, we don't have to call me neighbor. I have a name. I said, well, I was just trying to protect your privacy, you know, because I didn't know. I don't know, you know. She mentioned doing a live where you get to meet her, and she was going to explain the whole situation about when Pickles was born. It was the craziest situation. I was in the attic. Well, I'll let her tell the story. So hopefully this week, at some point, her and I will go live. She has a young boy that's 2 years old, so she didn't want to go live with her son, you know, being in the background. So she was going to wait till her husband was home, and then me and her go live together. So at some point, you'll get to meet her and thank her for allowing me to go into her farm, and you guys get to still see Rhino, and Rhino's so special to me. He is. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I would have kept him. But honestly, I don't have room, you know, like we do. A lot of people, let me back up. If you remember, Shane was clearing out down at our creek, and he's clearing out simply because we have talked about putting the cattle down at our creek area because they'll have a pasture, and we will have to put a donkey or two down there with them to protect them. And so I said, Shane, you ain't getting Lele. Just to let you know, Leroy's mine. So at some point, we're going to have to, when we do, but it's not, I don't even know, it probably won't happen this year, simply because Shane still has to build his lean-to onto his shop. We've got to finish the peacock enclosure and do some things before we move them down to the creek. Because, you know, can you imagine what it's going to be like to put the fencing up? And Shane we're not paying anybody. We don't pay anybody. We do everything ourselves. Okay? We do everything ourselves. And so this will have to be like where Shane takes off work for like a week and us go down there and put up fencing. But he's still got a lot of clearing to do before we even think about a fencing down there. So we have things that we're gonna do. So I have to tell y'all what's happening today. There is a backup dancer. She sent me a message yesterday, and she said, not yesterday, last week, and she said, I drove by your house Sunday. I begged my husband to take me to your house last Sunday, and we just rode by the house. And I was like, okay. So she said, I didn't want to stop unannounced. And I was like, thank you for not doing that, because that makes things difficult. So thank you for not just stopping. So she messaged me about wanting to meet me in person. And so I asked her if she could come next Sunday, which is today. And she sent me a message. She said, yes, I can come next Sunday. So I said, well, let's just plan on you coming, and you can meet me on Sunday. So she's coming today, and she told me, she said, Judy, it's my dream to meet you and Tiffany. Tiffany, I did a video on a couple of, weeks ago. Tiffany is a YouTuber that lives by me. I didn't know she lived by me. And so she literally lives 15 minutes from me. And so her and I met for the first time, and we went and had lunch, and we hit it off. We ended up staying at the restaurant for like 2 hours talking. It's like we had always known each other. So this lady, she was like, my lifelong dream is to meet you and Tiffany. And I sat there and I was thinking, her lifelong dream is to meet me and Tiffany. Well, dang, I need to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So I called Tiffany. Hey, you have a subscriber that wants to meet you, and she wants to meet me. And what are the chances of you coming to my house Sunday and meeting her? And she goes, let's make it happen. So Tiffany is coming to my house today with her family, and we're meeting this backup dancer. And this backup dancer, when I told her, I said, well, you said your dream was to meet Tiffany and I, and I'm going to make that happen. I've invited Tiffany to my house. And she was like, she was crying, so excited. And so I thought in my head, I was actually talking to Jane about this, but I was actually thinking in my head about being a creator and allowing people to come to your house to meet you. Like, and I was thinking about me as a creator going out of my way to make this lady's day so that she could meet both of us. And I thought, that was really nice of me. You know, I thought, who does that? You know, what other creator, what could you ever email a creator and say, hey, can I come to your house and meet you? No, that doesn't happen. But maybe it's just because I'm a small channel. If I ever made it to the, as a big dog, you know, would I do that? I think, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know what I would do because I'm not a big dog, right? I'm just Judy from the block. That's what I always say, like Judy from the block. I'm Judy from the block. And I pray that if I was to ever hit the lottery and I become a multi-billionaire, that I always remember my roots. I always remember how I got to where I am today. And how I got to where I am today is obviously God, but also you. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you, right? I wouldn't. So I'm very thankful that you guys are so supportive of my channel, and I'm very thankful that I am where I am today. You know, I am. I'm very thankful. I've said many times in my lives in the mornings, I'm like, if God took everything away from you, if God took your spouse, your children, I don't know, your house, your dog, if God took everything away from you, would you still serve him? Or would you be mad as heck? And I remember there was a time in my life, I was a young girl, I was in my 20s, and my mom was our rock. Mom kept the family together. Mom was funny as ever. Mom ran circles around all of us. And one day she went to work and she came home and was never the same because she had a brainstem stroke. And I thought in my life, when all that happened, I was so mad at God. I was livid because he didn't just take her away. You know, she didn't go to heaven. She laid in the bed for 11 and a half years. Oh, Peyton. Peyton, are you a child? I didn't mean to ignore you. I didn't know who you were when you were asking me to sing a song. But when you're saying you remember seeing me at the library, now you're making me think that you're a child. You are a child. How old are you, Peyton? You met me at the library? Which library? See, that's the thing about my channel is me being open to the public and doing field trips. You know, it's not just adults. Y'all have been on my lives before. Do y'all remember Cullman? You know, I'm coming, let's see. Oh, I can't get on my phone. I'm coming back to Cullman. I think it's the 1st of July. I think. So you need to come back. You know what, Peyton? You know what you can do? Since you've already seen me, you can come up front with me. Will you do that? When we do our little dancing, you want to come up front with me? You do? Okay. You can. But you got to remind me when you see me, say, I'm supposed to dance with you. I was on your YouTube live. Okay? You can dance with me in July. I think it's the 1st of July. You'll have to call the Cullman Library and say, when is Aunt Judy coming? Because I can't remember when I'm coming. But I think it's either June or July. I never know who's on my lives, right? You know? Do you remember the little boy that used to was on the school bus, and he would come to my live in the mornings? I can't remember his name. He hasn't been on in a while. But you have tickets to my farm? Okay. Well, you can get your mom to call me. So anyway, I was really mad at God because God took my mother sort of away from me, and it was difficult. So I have to really change my attitude as things get taken away from me to know that there's a reason. That's for sure. You're welcome, Peyton. Now, Peyton can be a girl's name or a guy's name. So I don't know if you're a girl or a boy. Because I know a Peyton that is a girl, and I know Peyton that's a boy. But usually P-E makes me think, I don't know. A girl. How old are you? You want me to sing a song, Peyton? I noticed that you kept saying for me to sing a song. Peyton, have you heard me sing? Peyton, have you heard me sing? You have heard me sing? Well, I'll tell you, I've been practicing this song to sing to Jill. And Jill is my goose. And and Peyton, my mother, when I was a little girl, she did not put me in singing lessons. So I can't sing worth a flip, Peyton. But I have fun doing it. I met her on a Monday and my heart stood still. I do run, 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 I do run, run. Somebody told me her name was Jill. I do run, 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 I do run, run. Yeah, my heart stood still. Yeah, her name was Jill. And when she walked me home, I do run, 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 I do run. See, I can't sing. But I'm learning. Okay, first of all, just know that many of you corrected me and told me, Judy, it is not her name is Jill. His name is Bill. And I was like, what? Are you serious? It's Bill? Why did I think it was Jill? And then my sweet friend Jane that's on here, she said, Judy, there's two artists to that song. I forgot who the first artist is, but the first artist says his name is Bill. But then Sean Cassidy, which was my heart, love when I was a young girl, he said her name was Jill. I said, well, I was a Sean Cassidy girl. I don't know who the other singer was. That was before my time. So I grew up with her name is Jill because Sean Cassidy was all over my walls. I had posters of Sean Cassidy everywhere. So her name was Jill, was Sean Cassidy's version. Okay, the Crystals was a girls group. And she sang his name was Bill. But if you go look up the lyrics to Sean Cassidy, he says her name was Jill because he called me up when in the 70s. Okay, this was back in the 70s. Sean knew that I had posters of him all up in my bedroom. Okay, he knew. And he said, hey, I need to call Judy. And so one day he called my phone number. My mom picked up the phone and she said, Judy, Sean Cassidy is on the phone. I was like, great. He's all over my walls. So I picked up the phone. I said, hey, Sean. He goes, listen, when you get older, Okay? This is probably not going to make sense to you, Judy. But when you get older, you're going to be a farmer. What? Sean, you have lost your flipping mind. Judy, you're going to be a farmer. And you're going to have a goose named Jill. So I wanted to call you because I know you're a big Sean Cassidy fan. I know you have my pictures all up on your wall. Do you mind if I change this song and say her name was Jill and I sing this song about your goose? Sure. Sure. Sure, sounds good to me. So, Sean Cassidy rewrote that song for my goose named Jill. Met her on a Monday and my heart stood still. And see, people say it's do run run. Well, listen, I'm from the South and we say a do run run. Met her on a Monday and my heart stood still. A do run, 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 a do run, run. Somebody told me that goose's name is Jill. A do run, 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 a do run, run. Yeah, my heart stood still. Yeah, her name was Jill. And when she walked me home, a do run, 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 a do run, run. What's the next verse? Isn't that cool that Sean Cassidy called me when I was a kid and said, Judy, you're going to have a farm and you're going to have a goose. And her name is Jill. And because you're a big Sean Cassidy fan, instead of me coming to your house and meeting you and in public, you know, I'm just going to name this song after your goose. That don't just happen to anybody, right? That doesn't. See, I chose to be a creator like Sean Cassidy. And if Sean Cassidy will call his follower, me, with his picture all over my wall and ask to sing the song after my goose named Jill, the least I can do is be like Sean Cassidy because there's this person that wants to beat me. And I'm like, hey, if your lifelong dream is to meet me, dude, we gonna make it happen, okay? And if your lifelong dream is to meet Tiffany, dude, we're making this happen. We're gonna make this happen. In life, you meet people that you want to be like. And I just remember that I thought Sean Cassidy was the bomb.com. And I thought he had lost his mind when he called me and said, you're going to have a goose named Jill and I'm going to name the song after her. And I thought, this dude does not know what he's talking about. But many years later, I'm singing the song that was written for her. You know what's so funny is Jill has no clue that Sean Cassidy wrote this song about her. I wonder if she's going to feel special. I would. There is a song. One time I was driving down the road. I was driving an expedition when my kids were young because we had 3 kids with 3 friends and I needed a car big enough for 6 people. So I had an expedition and I was driving down the road and I said, kids, listen to me. This person called me on the phone and asked me if they could name a song after me. And they were like, what? And I said, yes, this man called me on this is a true story. Kids, this man called me on the phone and asked if they could write a song. Do y'all want to hear it? My kids were like, yes. And it was that song. one hot mama. She turns me on. She's one hot mama. You know that song? And my kids were like, he wrote that? I'm like, yes. Yes. To this day, they were like, Mom, you remember that time when we were kids and you told us that that person wrote that song about you and we believed you? I said, yes. Yes. And we'll like play that song. One hot mama. She turns me on. She something. I can't remember the words. But anyway, it was really funny. It was, you'll have, if you ever meet my kids in person, you're going to just go up to my kids. Like if you go to Florence, Alabama, and you go to Seven Brew, ask for Vanson, okay? Go through and say, hey, you remember that time your mom told you that person wrote a song about her and it was one hot mama? And Vanson will be in the floor laughing. I don't know where you would meet Corbin. Where would you meet Corbin? Corbin doesn't work at a place where you can see him. I know, I think kids remember. So funny. Okay, well, I'm going to have to charge my phone because obviously I'm going to have to record this backup dancer. You know, there was this backup dancer one time. Her name is Nancy. She's on here a lot. And it was not this past December, but the December before. I had the Christmas party here on my farm. And I will never forget this, ever. I was standing like on my, I was standing on my front patio. She rounds the corner, and when she sees me, she starts bawling her eyes out. And she's got her arms open. I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? She made me feel like she was meeting Janet Jackson or Michael Jackson. Like it was like I was this big celebrity. If Nancy is on here right now, Nancy, I don't know if you remember that moment. She was literally bawling her eyes out because she met me in person. And I felt like I was a stank, okay? I felt like I needed a crown on my head. Like I was the poo-poo. And I was like, are you serious? She was like, oh my God. It's like, and I'm like looking behind me like, who's here? I was like, is there somebody here? Is she talking about me? It was the funniest thing. And it made me feel so special. It did. And to this day, Nancy and I are friends. Nancy came one Wednesday when the group home was here, the center was here, and I just love her. I love her. Now, she doesn't do that when she sees me anymore. She makes me feel like a big fat meemaw sandwich because she didn't. I need her when she sees me to give the same vibe every time she sees me. Like I need her doing the back handsprings and getting so excited, jumping up and down because she's meeting me for the first time. But now when she sees me, she's like, hey. I'm like, no, get back in the car. Get back in the car. Come out like you did the first time. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's just so funny. Kathy F. That's what I don't like about YouTube, because I don't know if they're your real names or, you know, for the longest, I thought Tisme was her name. Tisme Laura. I thought her real name was Tisme. I was like, oh my gosh, Tismy is the cutest name I've ever heard. I love saying Tismy. It's such a cute name. Laurie. Is Tismy Laurie? And I'm like, no, Tismy. What, Peyton? Kathy's your real name. Okay. Well, Kathy, I don't know where you're from. Do I need to fly to where you are to make your for me to be starstruck when you see me? That makes me laugh. It is funny when I see some people in person. Like I was at Chambers last week, and it's me, Tismy. It's me, right? I didn't understand. I'm slow, okay? I didn't catch on. It's me. Oh, tis me. It's me, tis me. Hey, Kathy, I think Chris lives in North Carolina. Well, Teresa, we BFF today. Telling me I look beautiful. Teresa's my BFF. Anyway, I walked into Chambers, and I had on Kelly. Let me show you. These are, I won't wear these in the farm, okay, because I love them. But Kelly bought these for me, and it was the first time that I wore them in public. And so I had on, and I thought I looked so cute. So, I can't remember what was the whole outfit, but these, like I had my pants stuck in here, you know what I'm saying? And so, like you could see the chickens, and this lady stopped me in Chambers, and she was like, could you please tell me where you got your boots? I said, well, they were given to me. I said, but the name of them are Hisea. Hisea is the name of the company, and you can order them from Hisea. And she goes, wait a minute. I recognize your voice. And I kind of chuckled. I thought, oh Lord, she meet me in jail or what? Sure. And she said, you're that Snead's Farmhouse girl. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she was like, oh my gosh, I follow you. And it made me laugh. It made me laugh so much. Diane, I want to come to the Okie Homesteading Expo so bad, but I don't know how with Larry, and I can't leave Larry unless I pack him up and bring him with me. And I know he wouldn't last going around the event. One day I will go to the Okie event. One day I will. I just don't know when. Okay, how many animals do you have, and do you know the exact number? I have no clue. I have no clue. People ask me that all the time, and the second I count, a chicken will get killed by a hawk, and then the number changes. So I've gotten to the point where I can say the big animals. I have 2 cows, or a cow and a bull. I have 4 alpacas, 2 sheep, a donkey, 3 pigs, 5 goats. I almost said 4. 5 goats, 8 peacocks, 2 geese, 8 ducks, a tortoise, thank you, 3 rabbits. Actually, it's about to be 4 rabbits because I get my new rabbit on March the 12th. So, might as well say 4. 4 rabbits. I can't remember how many chickens I counted last time. I've added a few. I've taken away a few. So, I don't know how many chickens I have. 2 dogs, 2 cats, 35 baby chicks. I haven't showed them to you yet. They're all hens. 35 baby chicks. Yeah. Oh, pigeons. Dear Jesus, I forgot. 4 pheasants. I don't know how many. Does y'all know how many? Yeah, I got 8 peacocks. I probably have 15 pigeons, 4 pheasants, a bear. I got a bear, a grizzly bear. We'll have to get a USDA license for it. A grizzly bear named Shane. Have an old fart. Lives in his bedroom. Have I left anything out? Last time I counted my chickens, I had like 80 something chickens. But now that I just got 35 chicks. Oh, my turkeys. I have 5 turkeys. Oh, I have more. I forgot my rescue ducks. So that's 6, 7, 8. I have 10 ducks. I had, y'all, the 2 ducks, they were called sisters. Okay. They're my first 2 ducks I've ever had in my life. I've had them 6 years. They're freaking gone. Just gone. And we found the feathers over by the barn. So I'm assuming a predator got them. And I'm going to tell you something. That devastated. I haven't even told y'all about it really. But it devastated me. Oh gosh. Devastated me. I'm about to have a baby. Well, I think Dee Dee is due in June. She had Skipper in April. She had Cinco in May. So, if I have my timing right, this is the deal. I saw Dexter get on her, and I wrote down the first time I saw that, and that would make her due March 29th. Well, I do not think she's close, because she doesn't even show any signs. So I'm like, she ain't having the baby March 29th. Well, the next time I saw Dexter get on her, I wrote down the date, and it's Father's Day. June, is that 12th? 17th? Something like that. I can't remember. I wrote down the day, and it's in June. So I don't believe she's due March 29th. I think she's due in June. And I wouldn't think if she was pregnant due in March, Dexter wouldn't be trying to breed her again. So I don't think the first time she went in heat, she got bred. I think it's the second or third time she went in heat, Dexter bred her. Were y'all not freaking dying laughing? I'm not going to say this too much about the milk. I scare myself, that's all I can say. And I want you to know that was not, I did not edit that video at all. The way that video was out is exactly what happened. I did not edit at all. When it came to me, I was literally in the camera going, oh! And I said, I'm not going to edit the video. I am not going to edit this. They're going to get the raw truth of me. That is exactly how it happened. That was a lot of milk. I don't either, to be honest. I don't quite. Well, yeah, I do. I've seen Dexter. If I brush Dexter, I find milk. And I see milk. You can't, Dexter gets really, like, he loves to be brushed. He loves to be brushed. We got to keep it E for everybody. So anyway, I have to be really careful. I can't brush him in the farm with him. I can't stand in the farm and brush him. If I did, he'd be on my shoulders, just to let you know. That's why when people tour my farm, they love the fact that they can touch Dexter. But I'm like, they'll sit there and want to rub him. I'm like, dude, listen, get away from him. Do not, you cannot sit. He is a bull. At the end of the day, he is a bull. Like, we have to be mindful that he still has a bull mannerism. I know him. I know what he can tolerate and what he can't. And when people stand there and they rub him on the back, I'm like, you can't do that. You can go touch him. You can rub him on the head and walk away. If you sit there too long, he loves you. He don't just love you, but he loves you. If you get what I mean. And I say it just like that. And I tell people, do not go up to Dexter without me. When I go up to him, I let people one little wipe and touching him. All right, quick picture. Get away from him. I have to really watch what goes on in my farm at all times. And a lot of the times, people say, Judy, your animals and your petting zoo is different from other petting zoos that I've seen. And it is. No one would ever allow anybody to go into a bull and inside a petting zoo with a bull. But I feel like I know him well enough to know what he can tolerate and what he can't. And there are days when I'm like, today's not the day. Today's not the day. We have to stay, and especially if other animals around my farm go in heat that's not in the petting zoo, but if the ones behind us go in heat, he stands at the corner and has got his lip turned up. And I know that's not the day, so I just shut the gate and leave him over there. No. No, I don't know when. I better get it, because you guys sent me, what's that, what are they called, Jules? You guys sent me Jules 3 times, and I went live before the end of May, and I got Jules 3 times. So YouTube, if you're hearing me right now, we, as backup dancers, did exactly what you said. So that's feeding my animals for a month. I did what you said. I was a robot. Thank you, Peyton. YouTube is great. I think they will pay up. When they gave me a challenge last time, it took a couple of months for me to get it. Thank you, sweet Heidi, for sending Jules. It's sweet. I didn't really understand what Jules were. But now I do. I understand. I get it. It's just an extra. I do want to say this. I feel, it's almost like I feel bad for saying it. But I've said it before, but I just want you that are not creators to understand YouTube. Is like, if you want to send a $50 donation to my farm, and you send it, I think it's called a super chat, okay? If you send money through a super chat, I do not get it all. So if you send me 50 bucks, I get 30. YouTube gets 20. Just to let you know. And I feel bad for saying that, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel just, but I want you to know. So if you ever want to make a donation to my farm, the best way to do it is through my website. I just don't want y'all to lose money. You work hard for your money. You know, you do. And honestly, I mean, yes, it does help me when people make donations. It is so sweet when people make donations because it does help me. It does. But I don't want anyone to ever feel like that I don't know, that you need to send that. Like, just watching me is enough. You're supporting my channel when you just watch my videos. You know, the commercials is what pays us creators. And so if you want to support me and you want to do something extra, you don't have to send me money, okay? You don't. I love you no matter what. I love you for just being here. And honestly, I mean, I do it because I love it. Shane and I are fine. I do it because I love it. But it does help me when people send donations. But I don't want anybody to ever feel obligated to do any of that. That is not who I am. I am not that way. Yeah, PayPal is fine. Venmo is fine. Cash App is fine. But when you send money here, it's like, I just want you to know that you just paid 20% to YouTube. I'm probably going to get canned for saying that, but I just want to be honest. I want you to know where your money's going. Wait, what is Buy Me Coffee? You know, I saw Lewis Anchor Farm. I saw another creator do Buy Me Coffee, but I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting here begging for money. That's not who I am. I will not do that. I'm not doing that. I guess because Peyton, I guess YouTube has bills to pay too. I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they do. Like, it probably costs for them to have their app on here. I don't know. Apparently they have bills to pay too, so they take their portion out. So, and I think it's, Teresa helped me, but I think it's even like that with Jules. Am I right, Teresa? But Jules are like, okay. I'm fairly new to YouTube. I hadn't even been doing YouTube 2 years. I'm new. Oh, I don't know about Jules. I don't know if YouTube gets a portion of it. I'm not sure. Well, that is just, we have children and we have Peyton. Please ignore these bad people that come on here and say ugly things, because I just want you to know that there are ugly people in the world, Peyton, unfortunately. And I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you've seen a lot worse. But just know that there's ugly people in this world that say terrible things. And just know that your Aunt Judy is nothing like that. Your Aunt Judy would never talk like that. Okay? And don't you talk like that, Peyton, because it's ugly. It's ugly. You should always strive to be the best version of yourself that you can be, Peyton. Always be kind, even when people are ugly to you, Peyton. I know it hurts your feelings. It hurts my feelings too. I get it. But at the end of the day, we're only responsible for ourselves. So you're responsible for what comes out of your mouth or what you type, and we got to remember that. So you need to not worry about these people that talk trash. You got me, Peyton? You got me? Okay, good. Okay. Unfortunately, On social media, not everyone's nice. It's a, well, not just on social media. In this world, period, okay? In this world, period, it's, people are not nice. Peyton, you know what? I love my cup too. Look at all these chickens. Which one's your favorite? My favorite is, I'm going to say him. Of course, roosters are prettier than hens, but I kind of like him. You like the red ones? This one? You love the blue tail? This one? A backup dancer mailed me this. I get spoiled by y'all. I feel loved. Did y'all take your Celtic salt today? Because I forgot. Celtic salt provides 82 minerals. I try to take it every day. Honestly, if I want to be honest with you, the main thing Celtic salt does is it keeps me regular. I've always had issues, and Celtic salt keeps me regular. Just saying. Okay. I do just need to do a commercial for Celtic salt. Amazon. Read about it. It has 82 minerals. So, I go to counseling every week. And this was recommended for your mental health. Because it regulates your blood pressure. It regulates everything. It's supposed to be really good for you. It's supposed to help your mental, not just physical, but also mental. But it keeps me regular. Just being honest. Just being honest. I haven't put my watch on yet. Did y'all love seeing the video of Pickles? Yeah, read about it. Read about Celtic salt with mental health. I don't know. Mary, I'm a weirdo, okay? I don't know, but it does. If I skip this, I have issues. I don't know why. I would love to tell you the science behind it, but I have no idea. In school, in science, well, let's just say when I was a freshman, Peyton, you need to listen to this story. When I was a freshman, I was in science class, and I wrote the answers on my hand, and I was taking the test, and my brother and I went through school together. Because my brother and I are not, we're like 17 months, no, we're 12 months apart. So we went through school together because he got put back in first grade. So I'm sitting in science class. My brother is in my class, and we are doing a final exam. And I have the answers written on my hand, right? So I'm, taking the test, doing this, doing this. And I got busted by the teacher. And my brother is dying laughing because I got busted for cheating on my final exam during science class. Needless to say, I got a big goose egg on my test, on my final exam. And it caused me to have a D on my report card. I've never made a D a day in my life, okay? It caused me to have a D on my report card. This is my freshman year. I was a cheerleader my entire life. Because I got a D on my report card, I was unable to try out for cheerleader. So my mother wrote my science teacher a sweet little letter and explained to him how important it was for me to try out for cheerleader, and could I do something to make up for the grade, blah, blah, blah. And my teacher said, no. No. My teacher's name was Mr. C. Seay. I don't remember his first name. He would not change my grade because I cheated. And I did not get to try out for cheerleader my sophomore year. So Peyton, the moral to this story is don't be a cheater. I learned a valuable lesson from cheating on my exam, and it caused me to have to sit it out the entire sophomore year of high school because I was a big fat cheater. So Peyton, study hard and don't cheat on your test. Why did I tell y'all that? What are we talking about? I don't remember quite what we were talking about. Y'all, we've been on here for 71 minutes. Okay? Sean Cassidy's fixing to call me. He's coming here to meet Jill. He's going to teach me the song so I can sing it and serenade it to Jill. I love you guys. Peyton, your Aunt Judy loves you with all my heart. And call the library. Find out what day I'm coming to the library, and you can get on stage with me and dance and sing. I love you guys. I'll see y'all. I got to go get ready for this backup dancer so I can make her day. You mean feeling the reaction she has when she sees me? She knows I'm extra. So I need her. If you're watching me, now, hang on. If you're watching me, I need you to do more than Nancy did. Let's see who can have the best reaction. Give me a big old fat head where I can't walk in the building. All right. Okay, I'll film it for y'all. All right. Love you. Thank you so much for following me. Thank you for supporting my channel. And as always, don't forget you have a choice. You can sit it out or you can dance. And I hope you dance. I'll see you next time. I'll see you Monday morning. I have a story for you. Bye.